Hi, I'm Chieeton. This time, I'm planning to go catch some American crayfish for the first time in ages. When people think of crayfish, they usually picture smelly ones living in sluggish, stagnant drainage ditches, but crawfish that live in rice fields where fresh water is constantly being replaced are not smelly and are delicious. Alright, today I'm heading to a run-of-the-mill ditch to scoop up some crayfish. Now, I know some of you are thinking, crayfish from a ditch? Well, I'm going to use a trick to turn those stinky critters tasty. Have you ever tried eel from Shizuoka? Depending on where they grow, eels can develop a muddy odor, but Shizuoka eels are said to spend roughly 2 weeks in Mount Fuji snowmelt, naturally filtered through the earth for over 20 years, which eliminates that smell. In short, I have a theory that even ditch-dwelling crayfish can lose their funky smell and turn delicious if they are kept alive in clean water for a few weeks. However, splashing tap water around feels wasteful, so I plan to purge the crayfish's odor using well water instead. Found one already. Look, an American crayfish. Got it. Lately, people talk about young folks drifting away from crayfish catching, but how about you, still out netting them? First one secured. There's another one here, too. Shoot, oh, it's hanging out over here. Got one. Second catch. Perfect size for eating shell and all. There it is, right there now. This block is called a revetment block, okay? These blocks are set to prevent the riverbank soil from eroding, but they have unfortunately become home to American crayfish. Whoa, that was fast. It's in, got it. Let's keep scooping them up non-stop now. By the way, the net I'm using now has a fine mesh that creates little resistance in the water, so I can slide it smoothly and quickly. There, got one. Another one here. Don't run away, whoa, that was really close. I'll put this guy in for now. The threads of this net are so thin that the material is quite hard to see. So even when we get close, they can barely get away. Got it. Right, this net is called a shrimp net. It's perfect for the job. I usually use it to catch freshwater prawns, but today I'm going after red swamp crayfish. Gotcha. Shrimp net rules! Yikes, I just touched a gross slug. Wow, if you accidentally touch a slug, wash that hand with soap, because slugs often carry dangerous parasites. It might be hosting a parasite called rat lungworm, and if by some chance that parasite should make it into the human body, and in the worst scenario, it can invade the brain and kill you. There seem to be slugs everywhere today. Look, there's a bullfrog over there. Bullfrogs are a designated invasive species, so taking one home alive after catching it is illegal. Whoa! Too bad. Alright, got it. You can see long-arm shrimp over there. However, we cannot collect them because fishing rights for long-arm shrimp apply here. But I bought a recreational permit today, so I may harvest them, yet the only ways are with a rod or a basket trap. So we cannot take long-arm shrimp with this net today. Fishing rights, you see, restrict not only who may fish, but also the methods allowed. There are fixed rules about that, so let's follow them carefully. When we watch like this, we can see a lot of long-arm shrimp. Some over here too. Some are over there too. They're that way too, and they're also still over there. Next time, let's bring the Majiri along and try setting a rig. Wow, that one's really huge. Got it. Yo, got it. Scooped it up together with the ooze. Whoa, that's straight sewage. Splash, splash, splash. Okay, laundry time, huh? It's a raccoon.
People say this invasive raccoon species tastes great when foil baked. Chances are the raccoon is nearby.
They apparently survive by eating American crayfish and similar various creatures. It's hard to see, but that striped tail most definitely belongs to a raccoon. Raccoons really are everywhere. I just spotted a baby bullfrog. What a lousy hunter. And up it comes. Got it. We've collected a fair number already, so I'm thinking of wrapping up. Some viewers watching this video may be wondering, is it okay to take American crayfish home? American crayfish are a so-called conditionally regulated invasive species, so bringing them home alive or keeping them isn't an issue. However, if you release specimens you raise, that's different. Selling them or keeping them to sell in future is strictly prohibited. Therefore, taking them home to eat is permitted, so I'll ensure none escape and bring them back. Right away, we'll carry them home and purge them in well water, then head back. We brought every American crayfish home without losing even one. They're thriving for now beneath these fallen leaves. Ah, there's some white tablet-shaped thing lying here now. This is a gastrolith, calcium the crayfish hoards in its stomach shortly before each molt occurs. After molting, they use these gastroliths to quickly harden their flimsy shell. However, seeing a gastrolith lying here likely means they have probably recently cannibalized someone. We add fallen leaves like this to increase hideouts, trying to keep cannibalism from happening here as much as possible. Also, these leaves are persimmon leaves, and the tannin they contain has antibacterial properties, so the water scarcely spoils even while keeping crayfish like these alive. So this time we'll run clean well water through here non-stop, flushing out the crayfish smell the way eel is cleansed in Shizuoka. Alright, let's get that well dug. Here is the well drilling auger we'll be using today, a 100mm diameter model I purchased on Amazon. Every joint is threaded, so by twisting like this you can take it apart. Because I have this many extension pipes, it can dig down a total of 6 meters. This is actually the second one I've bought so far myself. After digging wells in a few locations, I found that water starts seeping in once we get 2 meters deep, so I'm confident a 6-meter hole will give us a well. There's one precaution this time. Because the tool tightens together with screw threads, if you reverse the rotation while pulling it out of the hole, the threads can loosen and the auger could be left underground, so never reverse it after drilling. Instead, firmly yank it straight upward by force. Now let's get digging right away. Whoa, solid. This spot's insanely hard. The top layer is a truly hard clay stratum that, as you can see, allows no water at all through, and digging it with a shovel sends painful shockwaves through your hands. So, at the very start, we really have to put in quite a lot of effort. I'll keep doing my best here. Sigh. The auger is now fully inserted at this point. I'm going to add an extension and drill deeper. We turn it this way, like so. Okay, it's off. We'll put on the extension pipe, but next time when removing it again, so it won't seize up, let's clear away dirt in advance. Screw in the extension pipe. There we go now. We'll attach the handle section as well. It tightens automatically while drilling, so hand tightening is fine. All right, let's keep on digging. Up. Turns out this hard clay layer extends farther than I expected, and no matter how long I work, I can hardly make progress. In a softer spot, I could reach 6 meters in 2 or 3 hours, but after about an hour and a half, I have not even gone 1 meter. Well digging depends on luck and stamina. Let's keep at it. Sharpening the tip so the cutting speed has increased a little. Listen to this sound. You can see the soil color has started to change slightly like this. Although the Kanto loam layer underlies this area, this particular dirt is derived from Mount Fuji's volcanic ash. It is called Kuroboku soil, and because it contains plenty of organic matter, it looks black, thanks to that rich organic content plus extra nutrients. The soil is not clayey, so its properties for farming are good, but it contains an aluminum silicate called allophane that locks up essential phosphorus in the ground, keeping plants from absorbing the nutrient. So in truth, it is rather unsuitable soil for farming. Also, a little water has begun to seep through. We might finally have reached the layer where moisture leaks out. I'm feeling motivated again, so I'll add one more pipe. Let's keep digging. That's all for today. Once it's been left overnight, water has pooled like this. That said, while digging yesterday, no gushing water emerged, so I think it is merely seeping out slowly from nearby soil. Just because there is water here, I think that if we start pumping it up, it will dry out instantly, so I want to keep digging. There's more collected here than I expected. Okay, wow, everything's soaked. From the bottom of the hole, about 1 meter, 50 centimeters of water has already accumulated. We'll dig another 4 meters from here, so we can really expect good results. Let's keep going.
It's just not going in, though. I'm ripped now.
Oh, it went in a lot.
Lots went in.
You really worked hard.
Yeah, I tried pretty hard.
That's a pretty nice sound.
It feels like the sound's overflowing here.
Isn't it getting lower and lower now?
How is that?
Good work.
I'm great.
We've now extended it by the full 6 meters, and I'm eager to see how the well turns out when we finish digging it. We've finished digging down 6 meters, and there's now a water pocket inside roughly a meter deep. However, because seepage into the shaft is slow, sucking it up all at once leaves it bone dry. The rig I bought is rated for 6 meters, but since this is my second machine, I'll attach the extension pipes from the first one and try boring a little deeper. So after digging roughly 6 meters, 50 centimeters, I finally reached my limit. We hit a relatively soft soil layer that made things slightly easier, yet we were still only advancing about 50 centimeters per hour, so I felt my strength fading and decided to end the well digging. Still, there are a few more things I'd like to share. I don't think it's true groundwater, but water has seeped out and collected until about 3 meters below. However, because the seepage volume is low, pumping all of it up at once would probably dry it out. I'd like to try lifting some out once using the hand pump. With the hand pump, simply moving the handle like this won't draw water, so we add priming water from above. That priming causes the check valve to engage, letting the water be lifted. All right then, let's start pumping now. Oh, here it comes, finally just arrived. All right, it's come up. This is the well water that showed up when we had dug about 6 meters, 50 centimeters. It started seeping in little by little once we hit around 2 meters. Since the yield isn't that great, if we keep sucking it up all at once like this, it'll probably dry out. The water lies 3 meters below ground, and starting from the bottom, I think there's quite a lot of water accumulated, about 3 meters and 50 centimeters. Even so, it's gray. We heard the sound of air. That sound means the water level has now fallen all the way down to the pump's intake pipe. Now that it's like this, we have no choice but to wait until the water gathers again. Let's wait a while. At last, the well water has cleared. Though it's still a little cloudy, I'll call it good enough and immediately pour it into the crayfish tank. It withered away. See, in 4 or 5 hours, water level rises about 3.5 meters from bottom, so I'd like to keep pumping it out on a regular schedule. So this time, instead of a hand pump, we'll use an electric one, creating a system that lifts water on a schedule. Now let's immediately fill the crayfish tank with fresh water. All right then, let's quickly set up the pump. This pump isn't a well pump, it's just a 12-volt submersible pump, and it's the one we'll be using today. I've anchored it midway down the well with a rod so that it floats in place. I've also done a few crafty tweaks this time. Water slowly seeps from the layer beneath the hard clay stratum and with time gradually gathers. Because pumping continuously would dry out the well, the system is programmed through this timer to draw water for just 1 minute every 4 hours. Therefore, 6 times a day, the well water is supplied to the indoor American crayfish holding tank. This plot is a dry field, yet we have drilled a small 6-meter well. Like the other one, it would run dry if we drew too much, so we only pump for a single minute once every hour. The line feeds into the greenhouse, filling this tank so that water is available whenever needed for our plants inside. Open this faucet and water flows. Flip this switch and the pump starts automatically right away. We can also irrigate with a shower like this. The power comes from solar panels that charge this battery. So, inside a greenhouse with neither grid electricity nor running water, we can still raise vegetables and medica fish successfully. It's super cute. Even with a well that doesn't pump much water, you can use it this way, making it a convenient method. Alright, back to the point, we send this hose straight through. In this setup, it feeds directly into the crayfish aquarium just like this. Alright then, let's go ahead and switch the power on briefly. All right, here it comes. With this setup, we can feed water from a well just 6.5 meters deep straight into the American crayfish tank. If we ran it continuously, it would overflow, so we've bored overflow holes all the way around like this. By pumping this amount of water into the crayfish tank for 1 minute every 4 hours, we can flush out the American crayfish smell with fresh groundwater. It stopped. After a minute, it shuts off automatically, repeating the cycle every 4 hours. Get tasty, crayfish. Altogether, I poured fresh well water into this tank roughly 100 times. For just over 2 weeks, the tank water stayed clear and fully oxygenated. You guys must have improved by now, right? By the way, if they fast for more than 2 weeks, they might die. So I added some pumpkin. When you feed pumpkin to mitten crabs, they turn sweeter. So I figured the crayfish would too in the end. I fed them pumpkin to make them as tasty as possible. Now, these well water raised crayfish are ready now. I want to dig in right away, so let's move on to cooking now. Crayfish raised in well water and crayfish caught just yesterday. First, I want to check the flavor difference between these two. Let's pull out the intestinal tract by breaking the middle tail segment. Simply snap it cleanly and gently pull it out. Because it ate pumpkin, the flesh shows a pumpkin hue on yesterday's caught crayfish. Its guts really are dirty. All right, let's taste and compare them now. First, we add the crayfish raised in well water. In they go. Next, we add the crayfish we collected yesterday from a rather dubious ditch. In they go. Now let's spoil the crayfish thoroughly. Freshwater creatures like crayfish may harbor parasites such as lung flukes. If humans ever catch those parasites, they can finally settle in the lungs, causing relentless coughing, bloody phlegm, and in the worst case, dangerous breathing difficulties. Recently on X, I heard about someone who had to undergo surgical removal after being attacked by lung flukes, so please never eat crayfish raw or half-cooked. These parasites usually settle in the lungs, but in the worst case, they can reach the brain and be fatal, so stay vigilant. All right, we'll boil them for 15 minutes. 15 minutes have passed. It looks delicious. These have also boiled for 15 minutes. The video still has plenty to go, but let's pause here for a taste test. Giving thanks for the ditch's bounty, we say grace. First, let's try the crayfish we collected yesterday now. Snap the tail. It's stuffed with meat. It seems there are plenty of parts we can eat. The meat is beautifully plump. Keeping it simple with salt, let's eat. Delicious, simply delicious. But, honestly, after I swallow, a subtle aroma escapes through my nose, carrying just a trace of sweetness. I'm getting a kind of fishy, almost sewer-like odor. Let's taste this miso section too. Crayfish are basically delicious. Despite a moderate swampiness, they're still really tasty. Still, just like earlier, after I swallow, the aroma that rises carries a noticeable swamp stench. Next, let's taste the crayfish that were kept in well water for a little over 2 weeks. Judging by how full it is with meat, yesterday's haul is better. It might have slimmed down some during the 2 weeks. People say that Shizuoka eels also shed excess fat when they are soaked in subsurface spring water for roughly 2 weeks. So they say it gets easier to eat and loses its harsh odor, so the crayfish might also slim down a bit in the process. It looks a bit ragged now, but I'll lightly salt it and eat. Delicious. Knowing I raised them for 2 weeks in clean water makes me appreciate the flavor more. That sentiment layers on, making it tastier. Still, I'm not sure. The aroma drifting through my nose might not actually differ all that much, only a little. Since I couldn't get at the miso properly a moment ago, I'm going to take some of the head miso directly. This part is called the hepatopancreas, an organ that stores nutrients and digestive enzymes. It's not the brain. Let's eat. Pretty good, right? It doesn't have the thick, miso-like richness of mitten crab, but it's mild yet savory. Still, that muddy odor lingers. I figured it would. 2 weeks just isn't long enough to purge the meat of its smell. We'd need to raise them for 1 to 2 months and let their metabolism work. So let's choose a recipe where the crayfish's odor won't be too bothersome. Let's go! We've been keeping them in clean water for 2 weeks now, but because they've been eating persimmon leaves and pumpkin, they haven't expelled their droppings. So let's thoroughly remove the intestinal tract. Like this, we pull all the guts out. All right? Yeah, all right. The dish we're making today is Cajun cooking. Kajang? No, not Kajang, but Chieeton. Kajang refers to soy-marinated blue swim crab from South Korea. Cajun cuisine originated in Louisiana in the American South. You toss heaps of local ingredients into a huge pot and simmer them together until flavorful. It's a simple yet daring everyday dish, seasoned with salt and spices, and every household adds different ingredients and flavor twists according to taste. There's no single right answer, so today we'll make it Chieeton style. Fire up the pan and throw everything in. Smells deliciously toasty. Next, we'll add the garlic right into the pot. Yes, smells fantastic and it looks amazing. And we'll pour in beer. A bit of scum will rise, so skim it off. The beer has started boiling. Because it isn't enough to fully cover the crayfish, we'll put the lid on and let them steam braise. To eliminate any parasite risk, keep them steaming for a full 15 minutes. Halfway through, drop in some cloves now. 15 minutes have passed. Wow, that smells incredible. All we've added is garlic, cloves, and some Yona ale, yet the aroma is already wonderfully complex. Now at this point, we'll throw in a variety of spices. First up, cinnamon. This spice combo totally works. 5-spice powder adds heat and aroma, plus red pepper. Cajun dishes usually pack serious heat. And next, paprika. Its distinctive aroma deepens the overall flavor. Sichuan peppercorn delivers a sharp, numbing heat and fragrant kick. Next, cumin. It smells wonderfully aromatic, reminiscent of curry. And then maximum. Nothing more needs saying. I think no explanation is really required. Black pepper, of course. Add rock salt to balance the flavor. Then add the corn now. Lemon. Everything floated up nicely. Wow! Looks insanely delicious. Stir fry well to let flavors meld together. The moisture cooked off and the flavors melded beautifully. All done. We give thanks for the river's bounty and begin eating gratefully. It smells insanely spicy and delicious. I think I'll go with this one. Go ahead and pull the tail off. Seems the flavors have really soaked in. Alright, I'll dip it in the sauce and eat. Yeah. It is truly delicious. The rich flavor of the crayfish interweaves with layers of spices, making it incredibly tasty, and that tingling heat is wonderful too. I can't hold back anymore. Let's eat. Ah, delicious. Wow, this is totally awesome. Truly the best. Some people probably think it looks hard to eat, but when you all gather around the table with friends and share it, is this not the perfect dish to nibble while chatting? The spices have soaked right through. Yeah. I've only had this once before, but it tastes just like the one at Dancing Crab in Shinjuku. Seriously tasty. I'm digging into the corn next. Wow, what is this? It's really delicious. My fingers taste amazing. Ah, I'm just too happy.
Hey, hubby, smells delicious. Ah, delicious.
This spice itself is actually really tasty.
Let's eat. Delicious. This tastes amazing and it doesn't smell.
With spices kicked up this far, that river smell disappears. It's really soaked up the miso.
Delicious. This is exactly the kind that makes you fall completely silent. Looks absolutely gorgeous.
Nice job.
Let's eat. Seriously, it's delicious. These spices go together amazingly. It's really insanely tasty. I want to eat this, but don't you want the kids to try it? Let's all eat some corn together.
The sweetness of the crawfish and those spices have deeply permeated the corn, making it outrageously delicious. Even the very core feels too precious to discard because it is packed with flavor.
So happy.
So good.
Truly so delicious. Even my fingers taste amazing.
Absolutely. It took quite a while to get here, but we ended up with an insanely delicious crayfish dish. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and use the share button below to share it with your friends.